Alright lads, it is about that time of year again where I help anyone who is willing to learn how to steal in NBA 2K. We're looking at 2K16, we're looking at 3 different ways you can steal. First way you can steal, same way it's always been. You mark the point guard on the inbound play. Here, I'm marking Tony Parker out of the ball. That forces the shooting guard, Ginobili, to bring the ball up the court. The shooting guard will always look to then pass it back to the point guard. This has been in the game for like the last 4 games. You then jump into that intercept lane, into the passing lane even, and you intercept the ball. Here, they're number 3 on Utah. I've marked him out the play. Their number 5 is going to look to pass it back to him. I step in and steal the ball. Now, there's one thing you have to remember to do, otherwise this won't work, and that's to offer a passing lane. If you mark your point guard so tightly that they never can pass the ball into him, they're not going to pass the ball into him. So here you can see there's a small passing lane that makes their shooting guard think it's safe to pass the ball back to the point guard. And you have to do this because then they pass it and you step in and you intercept the ball. That's the only thing you have to make sure you do. Now, this does get easier with time. The more you do it, the better you'll become. There's an interceptor perk that helps. Upping your defender stats works. But the main thing I like about this is that it's something you can attempt on every single possession. It's in your control. Now, the second way you can steal is actually something quite new for 2K. It's been here, but it's much easier this year, and that's intercepting the ball from a passing lane again, but whilst they're running an offense. And this is much easier, but the issue with this way is that it's out of your control, and it's not something that's being triggered by you. It's something that's being triggered by the AI that you recognize and make use of. They have to be running a play. Now, this clip is a really perfect example of it. They're going to try and pass the ball into Nowitzki, and I'm going to jump in and steal it. But what is key is that I think it's JJ Barea, number 16, that I'm marking, has just set a pick for Nowitzki. And that's what you want to look out for. If you ever see any of the opposition players go and set off-ball screens, it's usually a good indication that they're going to try and feed the ball into the person that the screen is being set for. So whilst you're defending the ball, if you're defending someone off the ball and he goes to set a screen for someone, chances are that they're going to pass the ball to the player that has the screen being set for him. So go under, go over the screen, whichever way is easier, and dive into the passing lane to intercept it. 2K sometimes makes this painfully obvious because when the opposition run a play, usually all of the players are just standing still apart from the one player that is running into the open space. So it's really easy to spot this. And like I said before, it's out of your control. It's very easy to do and it's easy to intercept it, but it's out of your control. You can't trigger this. You can't attempt this every possession. But when you can, it works. Alright, now this last way is fucking awesome. You can attempt this every time. It works pretty often. I've saved the best till last. And that is letting your point guard bring up the ball and instead let him run into you. There's many ways you can do this, but you just need to let him run into you. You never press the steal button, you just collide with him. And more often than not, he drops the ball. There's one way I found that makes this really successful, and that's by drawing your player out to the side of the court. And if you try and get them to run on this diagonal line straight towards the side of the court, when they get to about where the halfway line is, they'll try and spin back in. He does it right there a bit earlier, but he tries to spin back in. And if you can get him to spin into your body and you're just standing still waiting for him, if this is a perfect example of it. Chris Paul will spin in here because he's got nowhere else to go. And he spins into your body and he drops the ball. It happens every single time. So if you can usher your player out to the side of the court, you know they're going to come back in eventually at some stage. So just stand there, let them spin into you. And again, it's one of these things, the more you do it, the better you become at it. It's something you can attempt on every possession, so it also works into the first way of stealing, where you're trying to block off your point guard from getting the ball. So if you don't manage to block off your point guard from getting the ball, and that first way doesn't work, you can still try this. Alright lads, that about covers it. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please comment, let me know if you have any questions. I get back to everyone if you don't understand anything. And otherwise, I will just let this beautiful clip play out for the outro.
Lakers leading by 10. For the 3, and again Los Angeles with the triple.
The D has gotten a little lax defending.
I don't like this. Get out now. It's here. What?